While it's on my mind, I'm going to reproduce the content of a video that I recorded on my old channel, but which is now lost. But I remember thinking one day, it suddenly occurring to me one day, that Miss Piggy was basically on the Muppet Show. The relationship between Kermit and Miss Piggy was very instructive in a lot of ways, in that it highlights very much the the abusive woman, in this case Pig, the abusive BPD type of personality. Miss Piggy is terrifying. She is a terrifying character. And she is abusive. She was abusive. I don't know if people watching this even know the Muppets. Maybe some do, some don't. I grew up watching the Muppet Show, in syndication. And then while I was a kid, they had all the Muppet movies. So, I wasn't a Muppet. I wasn't a freak. I wasn't over the top in my fandom or anything, but I was aware of the Muppets, and I was amused and entertained by the Muppets. But I was always very, very discomfited by Miss Piggy, and how she always comes on, wanting attention with this sickly sweet kind of tone. Oh, hello, Kermit. And, like expecting something from Kermit. And poor Kermit, he's just too nice of a guy to say, look, bitch, leave me alone. I don't want you. I'm not interested in you. You're a nut. You're crazy. You're bad for me. Get out of my life. Kermit was just too nice a guy. He was very much of a pushover in that regard, but he didn't. I mean, you could tell there was nothing. He didn't have any feelings for Miss Piggy, and why should he? What did she have that would benefit him? Nothing. But still, she had that kind of personality where she was always, again, insinuating her way into his life, or into wanting to have a certain part on the show, or maybe she gets jealous of if there's a attractive female, she'll get who's the host that week, she'll get jealous of her, or if it's some hot guy, if it's like I don't know, Roger Moore is the host that week, then she forgets about Kermit and starts making passes at throwing her porcine body at Roger Moore or whomever, Dudley Moore, one of the Moores.
Hello, would you go ahead with your order?
Yes, I just like one large iced tea, half cut with no ice.
Say it. Tea?
Yes, half cut with no ice.
That's all for you?
And one large cup of water. And that'll do it.
107.
Thank you. So it was all about it was all about attention. It was all about using her wiles, and her wiles were always very transparent. she was never I mean, some BPD type women are more convincing or more seductive, but Miss Piggy, well, I mean, maybe it's just an issue of taste, I guess, but she never did it for me, and never did it for Kermit either. Like, but again, he was too much of a pushover to ever tell her off or put her in her place. And so then you remember, you'll recall this, that he would say, like, she would come come on all sickly sweet and coquettish and Kermit, do this for me. Will you do this for me, please, Kermit? And when Kermit had a different idea, or when things just weren't going the way that that she had in mind, maybe regardless of whether Kermit had anything to do with it or not, she would get so angry. And remember, she would karate chop. She would beat Kermit up. She would go, "Hi-ya!" And poor Kermit, he was a battered frog. This BPD bitch. It's just this pig, this puppet pig, with absolutely no qualities that would make her endearing in any way. I mean, she was funny. Don't get me wrong. She was an entertaining character, but so terrifying. Excuse me.
Large water and large quantity.
Yep.
I'm gonna change it to a medium because we don't have large lids at the moment.
You what?
I'm gonna change it to a medium because we don't have large lids at the moment.
A medium tea?
No, we don't have medium lids. Large lids at the moment.
Okay, I'll just have it without a lid.
Huh?
I'll just get it without a lid.
There you go.
Yeah, I just like it large. I'd like the large size. It's okay if it doesn't have a lid. Woo! All right, let's see what happens now. This is becoming a story within a story. So, speaking of BPD, so these McDonald's employees are giving off BPD vibes. It's really everywhere, frankly, unfortunately. Thank you. Thanks. So I've got I wanted large drinks, just to review what just happened in this story within a story. Go ahead. I wanted a large tea with no ice, and I wanted a large cup of water. And when I got to the first place, the lady said, "Well, we're going to change your order to medium because there's no lids for the large orders." And I was like, "Well, no, I want large. It's okay, just give me the large without lids." And so she was like, gave me some attitude, but eventually capitulated. But anyway, sort of fitting that those events should take place within my unfolding of Miss Piggy's analysis. So yeah, Miss Piggy. I mean, it was right there. It was the Muppets were very red-pilled. They were very red-pilled in their exposure of hypergamic female, abusive female, and just a pushover man, frog. But But Kermit is this kind of guy. I mean, he's got all this stuff going on the show. Everything's always going crazy. Nothing's going well. He's stressed out. He's got people coming to him left and right, or his showmates coming to him left and right. He's already got all this stuff to deal with, and on top of all that, the psycho bitch, Miss Piggy, who karate chopped him. I swear, she would, and that's what she would do whenever she would just get fed up, when she would not get her way. She would do her hi-ya, and it was funny, but at the same time, it's like, whoa, she shouldn't be allowed to get away with this. My gosh. Anyway, this was just wanted to reflect on that subject again, and I'm glad that I did, and had an interesting experience at the McDonald's drive-thru, but I got my tea with no lid and no ice, along with water. I mix them together, and I'm sure that's very interesting to you. I still fondly remember the days when I could go in and get my own iced tea and get as many refills as I wanted, and just mix the sweet tea and the unsweet tea the way that I wanted it to be mixed. But since they don't allow that anymore, or not for a little while more, who knows for how much longer, I do this instead. This has become my habit. All right, thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming along on this journey. Talk to y'all soon. My name is Andy Nowicki. Check out my work at altrightnovelist.com.